Hi everyone, so I'm inside the Vaydor, still have the body on just for now, but I was working on the steering wheel. As you might have noticed, it's a little too high in the car, so to adjust that you go and find this hinge right here. It's normally going to be bolted directly to this panel up here. This panel and this will be touching. I got longer bolts and a spacer here, and that way I didn't tighten them yet, but once I tighten it, this steering wheel will be down more. I don't know the proper spacing yet because I don't have everything set up, but I just had those lying around, so I tried it out. It lowered the steering wheel by a good bit, so I hope that's enough, but if not, you can always just add bigger spacers, so I just want to show you guys how to do that. In this video, I'll be lining up that front core support. It goes over the old one, so you don't need to take it off. Uses the same bolts, and first thing you gotta do, you come down here. This is where the front crash bar used to be. You line it up, you're gonna mark, drill through, get that lined up, and then once that's on there, you're gonna come up here and drill the holes for those two bolts there, and then you can put it all on, mount it up, and get the headlights situated in there so you can put the front back on, and everything will be lined up. I got the two holes drilled for the front support part. Pretty easy, just drill it, slide it on. Now I gotta line up the ones up there, drill the holes for it, and we'll be done. I'm gonna take a step back and talk about the roll cage for a second. I know it's been a little while since I released a video, but there's good reason. One of my brother's friends who welds and does cars for a living came and talked to me about the roll cage, and for Pennsylvania, there are some regulations and everything about how a custom car can be built. So he's gonna check with some people he knows and make sure that welding it down is legal in this state. I might have to extend the plates and figure out a way to bolt it down instead of just welding it. So I've been waiting until I figure that out before I get further on the car, just because I don't want to do anything that I have to redo later, especially something as big as putting the entire roll cage on. So once I figure that out, I'll get the roll cage in and let you guys know what I had to do, but for now, I'll just be doing little things around the car that I can do before the roll cage is on. So since I'll just be jumping around doing some of the smaller stuff right now, I wanted to show you how I'm doing the grills. I got a big sheet of this wire grill and I cut it to shape so it fits on the fiberglass outline for the grills. And right now I just put a little hot glue at the top to hold it there just so I could show you. But I'm going to get some strong epoxy, lay that around and hold this in, and then these get mounted here. There's another piece for the middle and the other side, and I'm going to try to get these taillights in soon too, just so when the body's actually on I can kind of drive it around. But for now I'm working on the grills and some other little things which I'll show you in a little bit. Another thing I'm working on is getting the dash in, seeing where everything needs to go and where I need to cut on the dash itself. One thing you'll notice is it's not in right at the moment. I have to cut this panel out some so I can get it past the gear shift and just so it can sit in there correctly. And then there's this panel which you probably saw that covers it back up and houses all of the electronics and everything. I want to get the other side. I need to put the gauge cluster back on because right now the car won't start because something without the gauge cluster stops it from working. But I need to get that all back in, just line everything up, just trying to see how everything's gonna fit, and that's about it. So for the tail lights, when you first take them out of the G35, they're gonna have this black plastic trim on them, and you have to take that off And then underneath there's going to be this, it's part of the taillight, the red plastic that you attach this clip, the trim to. That actually needs to come off, so I'm going to get a hacksaw blade and just hack away and take it off so it can fit flush in the back of the car. Since I'm waiting for the roll cage to be welded or bolted in, whatever I need to do, I'm going to start working on a little bit of the bodywork, nothing major, just some of the removable parts need touched up here and there. So I'm going to start working on that, just so I can put it all together. It'll go a little bit quicker, and I don't know if I'm going to put that in this video or next, but if not,